Okay, so now I've shaded the individual parts of the face and the head as a whole. I've got my eyes, my nose, and my mouth, just like we learned to do in class. So now I want to show you a couple of things that's going to help unify all those parts. A lot of times when kids do this, their nose is shaded way darker than anything else in the face, so that looks a little silly. So let's integrate that nose as part of the face. So what's really important is to shade the side of the nose up to the eyebrows and deepen this eye socket, okay? I've talked a lot about how your eyes are in holes in your head, okay? You've seen a skull, those giant holes, those are your eye sockets. And so everyone has a pretty prominent shadow right here on the side of the nose, on the inside of the eye socket, and it connects to the eyebrow. You can kind of fade it towards underneath the eye, okay? You can also suggest those eye sockets on the outside corner of the eye. Okay, see how I'm kind of rounding that out? And that's more subtle. You don't want that to be really dramatic. But it helps kind of create that depth of an eye socket. Okay, now my nose doesn't look like the darkest thing, because really right here, this shadow should probably be the darkest thing. I'm going to also highlight down the middle of my nose. Okay. Other places that students forget. They forget the lip dip, okay? That's really important. So I'm just going to shade the inside edge of one of the lines and the outside edge of the other line, okay? They forget these little indentations where your lip meets your cheek, okay? Remember that little kind of dot indentation? Otherwise the lips just kind of look pasted on the face. And this shadow right here underneath the lips, between the lip and the chin, okay? Everyone has kind of an indentation between their bottom lip coming out and their chin coming out. So make sure to have that shadow right there. You can also separate the head from the neck by creating a little shadow between the two. And I'm kind of hurrying, so that's not the most smoothest shading, or that jawline looks kind of silly. There we go. Right now it looks a little bit like a tank top, or I mean like a turtleneck or something. When you add hair and stuff, that will make this part make a little more sense. But you don't want your head and your neck just blending in together. You do want them separated. But it looks a little funny right now just out of context. Okay, and then ears. There are references for the front view of ears. I don't really have any tips for you other than like less is more, okay? Sometimes all you need is a little line right there to suggest like that's the bony part of your ear that folds over, and maybe a little bump right there. But if you really want the detail, go look at the references. And like I said, less is more. You just got to suggest some folds in there, and then no one's really going to look that closely, okay? Their ears, they're not that important. Well, they are important for hearing. But as far as perfectly drawing them, really that's about all you need, okay? And then at that point, you're ready to add hair, which will be my next video.